Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Couch Talk. Today, we'll be talking about physical, cognitive, and social emotional development of children in early childhood. Let's get started.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a place.
The first section of development we talk about today is physical. In early childhood, the brain will spike in development. It'll increase in weight from 70 to 90%. Mike, do you know anything about body development?
Thanks for handing me off, Dill. Children around these ages grow about 2 to 3 inches each year, gain about 5 pounds on a healthy diet, of course. Parents. Though in early childhood, children lose their baby teeth, it is important to maintain a healthy diet to prevent tooth decay, of course.
Thanks for handing it back to me, Mike. With an increase in brain function, there is also an increase in make-believe play. Sociodramatic play, which is very prevalent in early childhood, is play that involves schemes and role-playing. Another big part of development in early childhood is diets and nutrition. I'm going to hand it back to you, Mike, to talk about diets.
Thanks for the handoff, Dill. Now I'm going to discuss nutrition in early childhood. During this time, children experience a decrease in appetite. They also develop awareness of new foods. For example, they can tell whether food is safe or not to eat. Also, parents, this is some advice for you. Maintain a proper diet for your children. Keep the fats, oils, and sugars to a minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, do we have a crowd here today. Check it out. Back to you, Dill.
The next major development is cognitive. The attention span of a child in early childhood for a single activity is about 7 minutes. I guess you could say they like to move around a little bit. Also, their memory recall will gain from about 1.2 items to about 3.4 by the age of 4. Also, the child will start reading and writing in nearly every school activity. With that, their vocab will grow from about 2,200 words at age 2 to about 10,000 at age 6. In cognitive development, it is important to keep in mind Vygotsky's theory, the zone of proximal development, or ZPD. The zone of proximal development is a way to sort out what a child can already do, what they can do with help, and what they cannot do. The main concept is to help bring children from the outer ring of the circle, what they cannot do, through the middle of the circle, what they can do with help, and then finally reach a point where they can do it themselves. Here's an example of a child learning through ZPD.
Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter?
Make a bunny ear and catch the bunny. Good. Then you're gonna make a bunny ear, catch the bunny, and you're gonna make another bunny ear. Bring it through.
Once a child reaches early childhood, they will experience a lot of social and emotional development, especially once they start attending school. Once a child develops self-awareness, they will also begin to develop the ability to consciously express emotions, such as pride, shame, and guilt. A child will also start to learn object permanence, making it easier for the parents to leave, because the child knows that the parents will return at one point. While the parents are gone, the child may have a blanket or a stuffed animal that they have to soothe them. Mike, I think it's time for you to talk about more development.
Sorry, I saw a deer back there. Anyways, children in the social emotional state start to develop morals. Parents, talking to you. It is important to help generate these morals for your children. As the young baby Jesus once said, treat others how you want to be treated. Pass that along to your children.
Another theorist we can talk about in our discussion about social and emotional development is Piaget. Piaget believed that children see the world in the way in which there are people of authority and their rules, such as teachers and parents. Children believe their rules are real and unchanging. As children grow up, they start to realize that they can bend the rules a little bit and that the rules are not as set in stone as they were before. While I have you on, Mike, do you have any parenting advice for the listening parents?
Yes, Dylan. I can help you out with some strategies for parenting. First of all, there are socializations for parenting. Fathers tend more to socialize towards their sons and vice versa with mother and daughter. Although it is important to cross over. For example, their father-daughter dances. Also, avoid authoritarian parenting. It's not my way or the highway. You want your children to be independent. For example, like I said before, instill independence with them with some rules. You want them to make decisions for themselves, to grow up. Didn't see you there. Hello. Microphone out. It is important to develop peer relationships to grow in social emotional categories. Parents, more advice for you. You provide information to the outside world, outside of your family, to your children. It is important for children to develop peer relations with people outside of the family in order to compare and contrast family dynamics with their own. Back to you, Dill.
Thank you for joining us for our first video, and I hope you return next week for Couch Talk.
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face.
Sugars to a minimum.